Welcome to More Than Management, your go-to podcast for all things talent management. In each episode, we talk with masterminds behind some of the biggest names in music, sports, fashion, and television. We learn the art of brand building, high-stake negotiations, and maintaining a celebrity public image. I'm your host, Ndando Zigalala, and you're invited to the conversation. So you started off as an investment banker, and then you transitioned into entertainment. Tell me, how did you get to that completely different roles?
Yeah, it's interesting because it really resulted from what I knew I wanted to do my whole life, but also just a moment in time where I got really lucky. And I always tell people, I think, if you look at certain people's transitions in their career, certain people experience success, oftentimes there's something difficult that happens before that, And for me, that catalyst was really my mom. So, I was in college, tried to get a job at an agency. They all turned me down, had to take a job as a banker, which sounds like interesting to people. Like, damn, like your ballback player was doing banking. But again, it wasn't my first choice, but it was very traditional. And I knew I could earn an income and just learn about business. And so I took that path after things didn't work out with the agency. And then, a year into the job, my mom got really sick, contracted kidney cancer. I moved back home from New York for 3 months to take care of her. And then she ended up passing away. Oh. And one of the last things she told me was to, find something that, I'm passionate about. That was her kind of wish for me. And so I came back to New York after she passed and kept doing the job. And I just realized after experiencing that I just, I couldn't wait anymore.
You couldn't wait anymore?
Yeah. So I went into Barclays and I didn't put in my 2 weeks. I put in my 2 hours.
2 hours? I'm leaving at the end of this day?
Yeah. I'm like, today's my last day. And thank you guys so much. And it was a year, 11 months in. And I left and I had 12 job applications out at the time. All of them were in sports and entertainment. I figured one would hit, and luckily it did.
And luckily you did. And what was the first one? Was the first one that hit?
WME.
Oh my goodness!
And I've been here for 8 years since.
8 years.
Yeah,
so what has your background in your 11 months in investment banking contributed to everything that you're doing now?
Yes, I mean I was there for almost 2 years, which is crazy to think about now in retrospect. But number one was just deal making. Understanding how to put deals together at a high level, understanding shareholder value, how to build businesses, the way the economy works, right? The flow of capital. All those things have really been my secret sauce as an agent. And I talk about timing so much, but, when I was first getting into sports, I focus on off-court, off-field brand endorsements.
So you take care of commercial, right? Which is more off-field versus like an agent. Can you just define the difference?
Yeah, so in the US, we have several types of agents, right?
Okay.
And it's based on focus. So if you do the player contracts, right, which is like dealing with, NBA, NFL, MLB, you're what we consider a contract agent, right?
Okay.
And then if you do what I do, which is commercial work, business development, et cetera, endorsements, partnerships, you're a marketing agent.
Okay.
We have book agents, if someone wants to write a book. We have non-scripted agents.
That would be like a literary agent, right?
Literary, exactly.
Okay.
Non-scripted agent. So if, a player retires and wants to become a broadcaster, we have a non-scripted agent on the team.
So also, can you do non-scripted work?
You just hit the nail on the head. So that's kind of like the 2.0 to my job. So I've done some non-scripted work. It's not my focus. Okay. But by virtue of where the business has gone, I do have clients who've said, hey, I want to, do a podcast. I want to produce content. I want to broadcast. And, it's forced me to learn that new skill set. And fortunately, it's not dissimilar from partnerships in a lot of ways. It's just a new group of contacts. So we still have a non-scripted department in my agency that I lean on. But thankfully, they've kind of taught me the ropes.
Okay, cool.
So that's kind of the layer.
That's how it works. That's the lay of the land. So you're more than commercial, right? What are you doing most about it?
Oh, man. It's funny. I think, in all due respect to the other disciplines, I think being a marketing agent, I get to talk to my clients frequently, right? Because there's always a deal. There's always a brand or a product or a service that they love and they want to get behind, or an investment opportunity in a company that comes across. So I get a lot of touch points with my clients, and that to me is the best part of the job.
That is really. And what would you say is like the best commercial deal that you've structured? The one where you're like, that was very good.
I mean, they've all occupied a really important space for me, but I would say the one that like really set my career in a different trajectory, it kind of was like the culmination of a lot of things that I had experienced, was Naomi Osaka's deal with Body Armor.
Okay.
It was a really interesting situation because at the time she was with our agency and she had a cash offer from a competitor in the beverage category, and she had an equity offer from Body Armor. Okay. And I really had to put my investment banking hat on, right? To come in and say, what could this equity be worth if Body Armor eventually sells? And, you know, she chose to take the bet on the equity. And we put together an analysis and a plan. And 4 years later, Body Armor was acquired by Coca-Cola for $8.5 billion. And she made a lot of money, which was great. But the more important part was really it started off what is now a really great portfolio for her in the equity space. Now she's got ownership in a ton of different companies and even a sports team. You know, and again, you know, I won't take credit for any of that, but I do think the Body Armor deal was really great for her career.
So everything matters.
Yeah.
Right. And I want to know, where did you grow up?
Yeah.
What was your childhood like? What was a day in Cecil's childhood?
Oh man, great times, honestly. So I grew up in a place called Hampton, Virginia, small town, you know, nestled kind of in the middle of kind of the mid-Atlantic region of the States. So it's interesting. We're more south than New York, but we're more north than Atlanta. So we've got a mixture of both. Yeah. You know, we kind of have that grittiness of New York. You know, people growing up, you know, the term was Virginians for hustlers. Everyone said Virginians for hustlers. And
okay.
I think we got our hustle from New York. We get our culture from the South. So it's a really beautiful place to be. And, you know, I grew up around sports and entertainment, right? So guys like Allen Iverson, Michael Vick, the Clipse, Missy Elliott, they all came from my hometown. Pharrell Williams, all came from my area.
The hustle.
So, and the culture, you know, I mean, the biggest icons across music and sport were in my backyard.
Yeah.
And so I was really fortunate to just be inspired at a really young age by a lot of the people who were, you know, who grew up not too far from me. And so I always had an aspiration of doing more, of not doing what they did, but leaving my city and being able to put on for Virginia the same way they did. And so, you know, I grew up playing sports. I grew up, you know, doing talent shows and rapping and trying to be.
So you're more of an extrovert.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, you were outside.
Yeah, I was outside for sure. Less so now, but back then. And you know, and so, yeah, it was really an exercise of trying to understand how I could be involved in the business at a very young age. I broke my collarbone when I was 12 years old, playing football. And I remember I was on the way to the hospital, and it was just me and my mom in the ambulance. And I'll never forget this. It was like, I was sobbing. And she was like, "You're not that hurt." Like, cause they had put pain meds in me. She was like, "Why are you so distraught?" I was like, "I'll never play football again." And
was that true?
No.
Okay.
Ironically, but I thought that. And I was like, "What if I never play football again?" And she goes, "Well, why do you want to be the guy out on the field putting your body at risk when you can be the guy behind the scenes helping them cope with moments like this and helping make sure that they still have a life after
This is in the ambulance at 12 years old?
At 12 years old. And at that moment, I decided I want to be an agent.
Oh my goodness, that's incredible.
And I give that story to say, you ask where I come from, like, without that experience, without growing up loving sport, without seeing the people from my hometown, without spending every day after school dropping my bags and getting on my bike and riding straight to the football field, I don't become an agent, I don't think.
Oh,
so
wow.
where
you've always been obsessed.
Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to do.
Yeah. And you are, do you have any siblings?
I do. I've got an older sister who loves to bully me. But she's the best. We're very close.
So it's the two of you guys?
It is, the two of us. Mom obviously passed away. I feel like we're now like jointly married to my dad. We take care of him. He never got remarried with mom. Him and my mom got divorced, but he's a great guy. I'm actually leaving here to go see him, but Very close to my family.
So then you relocated, you left home and then you went to the big city.
I went to the big city, I went to college and then went to New York and never looked back. I guess it's been almost 11 years, 12 years.
11 years of fully independence, figuring it out yourself and just, so would you say that you are a born leader?
Oh man, that's like the nicest thing anyone's ever, I'll take that title. I certainly think I'm very self-sufficient and I believe in myself. And I think where I come from has a lot to do with that. Like I said, just that independence of being from that area. Everybody is getting to it, no matter what you do. We're a military town, so your fallback plan is like going to serve the country. So which is a real big deal. And growing up, I mean, we were, the U.S. was at war with Iraq. You know what I mean?
Like war.
Right. And my dad was in the military, so it was a very scary time. And so when you have that kind of feet to your fire of like, I got, if I don't figure this out in business, I got to go to the military.
It's either this has to work. It's either this is going to work or this is going to work.
Exactly. There's no plan B.
Yeah.
And that definitely, I think, comes through in the way I operate.
So everything has been, it's all fallen into place for you. You've traveled the world. And would you say that let me actually ask you this. Is it true that if you're from New York, you really can make it anywhere?
You know what's funny? People said that growing up and I was like, nah, that's not true. And after my second year in New York, I'm like, I'm good anywhere.
Anywhere.
100%.
I mean, you've gone to many countries in the world and experienced many cities and you can see how they operate and everything, and the culture and how you can plug in. Being from New York, do you think that has like an advantage?
Oh, no question, because you have to be, outspoken to some degree. You have to be willing to go to someone and say, I don't know where I'm at. Can you please help me? I remember my first summer in New York, I got lost on the subway and it was like I took a nap. When I had like 6 stops to get to where I was going. I fell asleep on the subway, of course. And like 12 stops had gone by and I got off the train. It was the last stop. Yeah, of course, as you know, I tend to oversleep. I wake up and I need directions. And I have to I'm in Spanish Harlem of all places where like no one speaks English. And I'm like asking for directions in Spanish back to where I was supposed to be. And, that prepares you to come to a Cape Town and go to a township for the first time. And
this is your first time in Africa?
First time in Africa.
First time in South Africa?
Absolutely.
And how's your experience been?
Unbelievable.
The best city in the world?
Oh my God. Cape Town. I love Joe Berg. Joe Berg's fire. Cape Town
Cape Town has favorite. Your heart?
Cape Town took me, man. As soon as I got off the plane. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it took me in the plane. Like you look down and you see these mountains surrounding a beach and just like gorgeous water. Yeah. And then you get off the plane and people are so hospitable and it's just a beautiful culture, man. Like I went to, what are the names of the townships out there? Langa? Yeah. I went to Langa and then there's one that starts with the K.
Kailicha.
Kailicha, yeah. And you meet the people and they're so hospitable and welcoming and
we call it Ubuntu.
Ubuntu, yeah.
I am because you are.
100%.
Yeah, so that's how we sort of operate in South Africa. That's you'll find that we're very hospitable in any way that you go. You can ask anyone for directions. People will smile at you like you
100%.
You can't be lost. Really.
Exactly.
Honestly and truly, we are very friendly, welcoming country, city.
It's how we met, right? Yes. Like I had a mutual friend who happened to be from here. And I mean, I told her a couple of days before that I was coming because it was a very last minute thing for me to come to Cape Town and not straight to Joburg. And within hours, I mean, I was introduced to so many people. And I had like tour guides, you know, like people who were
everyone's willing to help. Yeah. We really will plug you, we'll take you. I'm like, Cape Town is your favorite. I need to redeem Joburg, guys. If you're here for a few more days, we'll do something interesting.
I'll come back in summer.
Please, December.
Yeah, December for sure.
It is a deal. Yes, that is when you should come back.
Please.
So you take care of a multifaceted, you have a multifaceted portfolio, right?
Yeah.
So you have athletes, you have actors, you have actresses. How do you find that balance between those completely different roles?
Yeah.
So we have a similar portfolio, right? I also take care of athletes and I take care of actresses. So it's a similar dynamic between you and I.
You can relate, right? Like
I can definitely relate.
I think the interesting part, and I'd be curious to hear your perspective too, is the similarities between the process. Like the details are different, right? Like with the athlete, you're dealing with, their professional schedule with practice and games and workouts. With, you know, traditional talent, you may be dealing with, you know, shooting schedules or whatever. But at the core, the principle of just helping someone achieve their dreams, to think through the risks and rewards that come with decision making, being strategic around brand building, what makes an opportunity right versus wrong, all those things remain in place, right? So I actually think, I mean, obviously the variety helps just make the job interesting, but I actually think that the actual day-to-day is quite similar.
It is very similar. I can completely relate. I mean, I recently expanded into sports, I'm about a year in now.
Welcome.
And it is, I like it, the side.
You like it? Yeah.
I do like it, but the systems and the processes and the strategy is really, really similar. You're correct in that. It's really, because I did actresses and on-air personalities before, I'm able to implement that strategy and that structure within sporting. So it is sort of similar. How have you found the commercial viability of the different disciplines, if you could say? Like, do you find that the one side is more commercially viable versus like the sports is more commercially viable versus like the acting side?
It's a great question. Yeah, I think sports is having a great moment globally right now. You know, media rights are going up. You know, more and more people are becoming fans. I mean, the WNBA in the States is kind of like our most relevant example of that, where like 10 years ago, maybe representing a WNBA player would not necessarily be the most lucrative choice. And now everyone's starving to get around the sport because that's where the capital is going. And so I don't see sports going anywhere. And even as influencers and, you know, digital ambassadors, streamers start to eat up market share of commercial deals, I think, you know, we haven't seen a drop off in terms of the appetite for athletes when it comes to the commercial community. I definitely think traditional Hollywood is figuring it out, right? You know, a lot of the studios haven't necessarily been pumping out movies and TV shows at the same clip as they were, you know, years ago. And so what does that mean, right? It means you don't see your favorite actor or actress on camera that often, which, you know, impacts commercial viability, right? Absolutely. So I still think that there's a case to be made for deal flow there, but I think sports in particular has been on the rise. It's been on the rise and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. What would you say is your most what do people come to, or rather what do athletes come to advise for you for? Yeah. I think it's a great question. A fewfold. One, business development, right? LeBron James and his camp have done an excellent job of just putting out this narrative that these athletes can be more than an athlete, right? Are you a producer? Are you an ambassador? Are you a philanthropist? What is your ampersand, right? And I think I am the person on the team that gets brought in when an athlete is trying to figure that out. Yeah, so you actually, you are known for the principle of making athletes or your clients into CEOs, right, of their business. That's right. How do you structure that? Yeah, I think one is just doing a very fair assessment of like where they are now, right? Who's in your life and what role do they play? And not being disruptive to that, but putting an organizational structure to that. So if your best friend if I'm as a college athlete and their best friend is in school studying business, okay, well, that person will effectively be kind of a business manager or a COO, right? Or okay, mom and dad are going to be the ones helping assess decision-making on deals. Let's put them into this structure that we have behind the scenes as a manager. Okay. Let's compensate them. Let's figure out the right structure. So you take everyone with you. Exactly. Yeah. Our thing is like, you know, how do we empower the people who make our athletes great every day that they trust, and not, you know, be threatening to them, but embrace them and help figure out how to build an infrastructure around them that's commercially viable, that a brand can buy into, and that will actually be sufficient and functioning. What's a non-negotiable when working with you? Woo, great question. Damn. That's the third time you say that. Yeah, this is great. A non-negotiable. Transparency. I've been in relationships with clients where you feel like you have to hold your tongue. You know, I feel like my opinion matters. I'm on the team for a reason, and I have to be able to vocalize that. Now, in the return, I also have to have that level of candor and be able to receive feedback from my clients as well. And I'm not going to be perfect. That's the other part about representation, is realizing your own vulnerabilities.
Yeah, and that you're growing as well. You're changing, and you're a person, you're a human being. So there's lots of development that's yet to happen.
Exactly. And by the way, you and I are pretty much the same age. Like, we go through a lot of the same things, right? Like, you're becoming an adult as well. And you're a mother, I'm a father. Like, we have things going on in our personal life that will inevitably impact how we show up for work every day. And so that level of just honesty and authenticity that's required to show up and just do this job at a high level, I have to be able to be comfortable with our dynamic in that way.
Have you ever worked with like a diva?
No. I mean, listen, I was listening to an interview. I was listening to Scooter Braun's interview yesterday, and he mentioned something I thought was so profound, that human beings are not meant to be praised. We are meant to give. And the interesting part about celebrity is that we've created these personalities to be worshiped. And it's so anti-human. And I definitely think there are certain people who embrace that false illusionment more than others. And you just try to avoid those dynamics as much as possible.
You do. What advice do you give to like young upcoming athletes and talent that you work with? What's the first thing that you say, or like the first top three things where you're like, look, this is not going to work. This is how it's going to work. This is how it works. Yeah.
I think the first thing is just setting the tone, right? Before you even start representing them on the business, and making sure that they're bought in. And so when we do that, we have a great slide that talks about our philosophy. And it's a 4-quadrant slide. And the top left slide is, insert the name is first, right? So basketball is first, football is first, tennis is first, right? The sport and your excellence in that sport is the reason why we're here.
Yes.
Right? Like, without doing that at a high level, nothing off the field, off the court happens. Same thing is applicable, as you know, for actors and actresses. If Michael B. Jordan puts out a movie that's not great, the other things are not going to be great. Right? So that needs to be, the nucleus has to be intact. Second is, leadership and blue chip, brands, partners across all spaces, right? When you select one partner, it sends a message to potential partners of how you do business and who you want to do business with. So we're always going to go, best in class.
So your circle.
Exactly.
We associate with.
Right. Externally too, and then the other 4 are really just mainly internal things. But I would say those 2 things are really important for me. In terms of educating people, is like, 1, don't get distracted with the other things, the bells and whistles, keep your nucleus straight. And 2 is really just, hold yourself to a high standard when it comes to selecting partners.
So you mentioned Michael B. Jordan, and how long have you guys been?
I worked with Michael since 2020.
2020. Okay. How did you guys meet? Like,
it's so serendipitous. So it was the pandemic.
Yes, that was true. Yeah.
Which ironically, I want to hear how things were here, because in the US, like, we were productive. Like, it was great. Like, as agents and managers, our business was booming. Yeah. Because there were so many brands that were trying to reach people at home.
Yeah. So that's a funny story. That's actually how I started my agency, to the Max Brand Management.
Wow. No way.
2020. So I have another agency, a below the line communications agency, PR and stuff. And we got hit hard. So then I was doing management as a hobby.
Wow.
Like, it was just like my outlet, because my clients are very traditional, very I do conferences and all that type of stuff. And then from there, I started getting requests. Things started going crazy.
This is just a side hustle.
This is just a side hustle. And that's literally how To The Max was born.
I love that. Shout out to listen, obviously it sounds weird to say shout out to the
pandemic. But
but
shout out in our context.
In our context, there was a lot of things that happened. So in my case with Michael, Black Lives Matter was huge. And everybody was just trying to take a pause and figure out how they could, give back. And shout out to Mike. He's really passionate about, helping empower HBCUs in particular. He had family members. His brother went to an HBCU, some other family members as well. And so he's passionate about Black schools and he's passionate about sports. And so he had this thesis that if you could empower, the athletic departments at these HBCUs, you could influence resources coming in that they could use in other areas to build. And so we birthed a basketball tournament together called the Legacy Classic.
Nice.
4 HBCUs come together every year to do a showcase in Mike's hometown of Newark, New Jersey.
Okay.
Turner Sports is the broadcast partner, so they televise the event. Invesco QQQ, which is an ETF, a financial services product, is our title sponsor, and we've had a ton of other sponsors since. So Amazon, Snickers, so many. And so my job was really to come do those commercial deals, to bring in the TV deal, to bring in the title sponsors, and make Mike's vision a reality. And how I got brought in was crazy. Coming back to my hometown, there was an agent, Mike's movie agent, his primary agent, is a guy named Phil Sun. He happens to be from my hometown in Virginia. He and I are just catching up during the pandemic. I'm like, what can I do for Mike? Because I see he's doing a lot in the community. He's like, he has this idea for this HBCU thing. If you can make a plan around it, I put together a whole presentation. He puts me in front of Mike. We were at Soho House in Malibu and walking through it. He says yes. We go.
Oh, he says yes. Were you shocked when he said yes?
A little bit because I knew we had a lot going for us, and I knew he liked the idea.
Yeah.
But I don't think I was expecting his buy-in to be as thorough as it was. I mean, this is really his baby for real.
Yeah.
And he has prioritized it and really leaned in, and it's been a pleasant surprise. We're on our 4th year.
You're on your 4th year
Fourth
together.
Year. Yeah.
What's your secret to retention? How do you maintain and retain long-term clients long-term?
I think it's just setting the bar high every day and just trying
every day.
And you know what I mean? And it's hard when you've got a million different projects and different clients with different objectives, and everybody's priority at that moment is the biggest priority for you, right? They want you to be solely focused on their thing. They don't want to hear that you have another client that you're putting out a fire for. So I think just really holding myself to that standard and trying to bust my tail every day and over communicating, letting people know that you're thinking about them.
Yeah.
Sending the articles. If my job.
Do you send the articles? I get a bit nervous to send the articles.
Yeah.
Do I send the articles?
I send articles and they're not, when they're not about my clients. I send articles and I send audiobooks. Okay. I'm like, hey.
I'm taking that.
Yeah, you should. It's just a good touch point.
I always send to the team. I never necessarily send to them, but just so we know that they'll do an interview or whatever, and then it falls away. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, especially with the younger folks. It's cool to just watch them grow and to send them things that can help with their development. Yeah. At least I do. I may be a nerd, but
yeah. You say day to day you manage or you take care of multiple talent. Can you take me through your list?
Yeah. So on the basketball is where I lean in heavily. So the retired space, guys like Tracy McGrady, which is the reason why I'm here. Hall of Famer, 7-time All-Star. He was my favorite player growing up. So it's kind of wild that I'm working with him now. That's
a full circle moment.
Yeah, right? For sure. I told him in the first meeting, I was I've never done this before in a signing meeting, but I'm just going to start by telling you I'm a huge fan. Yeah, exactly. Only time this ever happened in my career. Him on the retired side. WNBA, I work with Aaliyah Boston from the Indiana Fever, Jackie Young from the Las Vegas Aces. On the college side for women, I work with Raven Johnson in South Carolina. I work with Deja Kelly, who just matriculated from Oregon to the WNBA. She's a free agent. On the active NBA side, guys like Anthony Edwards from the Timberwolves, Grady Dick from the Raptors, Cam Whitmore on the Rockets. Dylan Harper, who's about to get drafted in this year's draft. He's a projected top 3 pick. Work with RJ Barrett on the Raptors. Decent list on the NBA. It's Kyan Anthony, Carmelo and Lala's son, who's going to Syracuse. So those are kind of my basketball guys. On the football side, I've worked with guys like Odell Beckham Jr. I didn't mention Kawhi Leonard from the Clippers. Obviously on the NBA side, he's been a long time client of mine on the marketing side. football side, I've worked with Odell for years. Acting is pretty much just Mike, which is great. Have some broadcasters as well, work with folks like Carrie Champion and Ashley Nicole Moss, and have done some stuff for Stephen A. Smith, who's my fraternity brother, which has been fun. So yeah.
That's a very extensive. Yeah. That's a very extensive.
Tennis. I've worked with the Williams sisters over the years on various projects. Was a part of the team that signed Coco Gauff, which is amazing. Shout out to Coco, who's killing it right now. Just won the French Open. I've really been blessed to be at an agency that allows me to touch a lot of businesses. On the music side, I've worked with Gunna on his brand partnerships, which has been great. He just came from South Africa last year.
Yes. This year, actually.
This year, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, this year.
Yes, we are in 2025 still.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's incredible. What's a day like in your life?
It's crazy. It's funny. My sister's probably laughing right now because she's like, "What the hell do you do?" It's just crazy. I mean, it's a mix of putting out fires, continuing to push agendas for clients, finding new opportunities for clients, dealing with the family. You know how that goes, right? Like when you sign somebody, it's not just them. You're signing mom, dad, uncle, cousins,
more
sisters.
than management.
More than management. There you go. Shout out. More than management.
Hey guys, if you're watching this and haven't subscribed yet, I'm Ntando Zigalala, and I'm inviting you to join me on this journey into the world of elite talent management. Hit the subscribe button right now because you don't want to miss out on behind-the-scenes conversations with industry kingmakers, strategic blueprints from managers who've mastered high-stake negotiations, as well as untold stories of how careers are shaped and global brands are built. Don't just watch, become a part of our community that's redefining what it means to be more than a manager. Subscribe today and turn on those notifications. I can't wait to share more industry-changing conversations with you.
Yeah, it's really an amalgamation of all those things and trying to keep things in order. And I mean, it's wild. And managing your personal life. Like I'm here. I leave. I live in New York. I'm leaving. I was in Cape Town. I'm leaving Johannesburg to go to Houston for my son's first birthday. After that, I'm going straight to Montreal for Formula One with my client Grady to be with him. I leave Montreal to go to a wedding in Charlottesville, Virginia.
This is all 5 days. 5 days.
My suitcase is crazy. She see my suitcase. This is no touchdown to New York. Like I'm not resetting. I'm going from that wedding.
No touchdown, shucks.
Yeah. One bag. Yeah. One bag, 5 cities. And then from there to Detroit for some client stuff. And then I get back to New York just in time for the NBA draft, where we have a guy who's going to go top 3 in the draft.
Okay.
So it's crazy.
It is crazy. So no day is the same.
No day is the same at all. But you know what? Like if you haven't noticed yet, I'm quite ADHD. So it's perfect for me. I think if every day were the same, I would drive myself crazy. And that's honestly why the banking thing didn't work for me.
Yeah, because then every day is the same.
Every day is the same. New company that you're working with, same problem.
Yeah.
This is like totally different.
That's actually so true, hey, because it's maybe a new company, but it's exactly the same problem.
Exactly.
So now you live in very fast paced, right? Yeah. Lots of exposure, lots of things that you experience, and also lots of highs, right? And it's so easy to get lost in that, where you just this was nice, let's move on to the next one. Oh, that was good as well, let's move on to the next one. When is the last time where you had such a beautiful experience in a professional setting that moved you to tears?
Oh man, you and I were at a dinner 2 nights ago where I cried. So, I'm not afraid to cry. I think
I love that, by the way.
Yeah. I'm a Pisces, so I tell people I've ripped. Like I'm emotional. Okay.
I love that.
Gosh, you know what? I think when we signed Kai and Anthony, I wasn't like moved to tears, but I was definitely really like jazzed up because his dad, Carmelo, is an icon in the NBA. He's been with CAA for 20 years.
Yeah.
So it was like we were the underdogs, like super underdogs going into that signing. And we just assembled this group of super passionate people and we just believed that we could win.
Yeah.
And just going into that presentation, I put my soul into the presentation. I think we all did. But we were like, nah, like, why not us?
Yeah.
Like, why not us?
How many people generally sit into in a setting like that?
It depends. Like for a guy like Cayenne, right? You want to have like a marketing person there, which is me and my colleague Jason Goldstein as well joined. We have this guy Drew Gross who's a contract agent. He's going to represent hopefully Cayenne when he gets to the NBA from a basketball standpoint. Okay. So he was in the room. We have this brand strategist named Ashley Joseph who is a dynamo. She's so good. She should be on the next episode, by the way. Okay. Who put together the presentation, but also the brand strategy.
Who's gonna make it happen?
Brad Slater, who's like a Hollywood agent, just because Cayenne has such an engaging personality, and you think that post basketball he could do whatever he wants on screen. Brad also represents his mom, Lala, so that was helpful. Bill Duffy, who runs our basketball division, he's effectively the CEO of our basketball business. He was in the room, and models, we had an agent, Mina White, Auntie Mina, shout out Auntie Mina. She was in the room because Cayenne loves fashion and has a fashion brand. So we wanted to show that. And so it was a deep bench. And once again, it was just like, when we had the presentation on a Thursday, and it was like one of those things where like, I didn't want to rest. So me and Ashley sat down and I was like, Ash, what do you think if we came up with the idea for his fashion line and just emailed it to the parents like tomorrow? Yeah. Right? And this is right after the meeting. She's like, do you think? I'm like, yeah. So his clothing company is called One Way, and he's going to Syracuse. Or at the time, he wasn't sure if he was going to Syracuse. There were 3 colleges he was designing between. So I said, let's come up with a capsule collection idea between One Way and the 3 colleges that he's selecting. Yeah. Put together like a mock-up of merch and just show that these are the type of things that we would help him with. Yeah. And so Ashley was like, dope. So we put together a presentation. We sent it to Lala and Carmelo. They confirmed receipt immediately. I think it was like that next Monday, they asked for a meeting. Okay. And I'm like, okay, great, they have questions. Okay. I'm like, they have questions, this is great. Like, we're still in the running, CA is probably still number 1. Yeah. But we gotta follow up. Yeah, we have follow-up questions. And I remember an hour before the meeting, Lala was like, yeah, I'm gonna come in person. We were like, oh shit, like she wants to meet in person, okay. Well, again, we'll answer questions in person. So Drew and I like run across the street to the model's office, and Lala's already there, and we're like sweating bullets because she had already met with her model agent, whatever, long story short. We sit down, everyone's on Zoom, I'm there in person, and she's like, we just wanted to bring you guys here to tell you that Cayenne's gonna go to WME. And no, that's literally what happened. So you asked about a visceral reaction, I screamed. I was like, yes! And it was the first time in my career where I've ever done that. So it wasn't crying, but it was a visceral reaction of just so much belief of like, damn, like we did it. Yeah. And those are the moments where you're like, this is the job. Because you're on the ground, you're cultured, you know what moves the needle, not only for the talent, but also what's happening within the culture. Yes, right? Exactly. And I think people take that for granted when you're going into a boardroom and when you're pitching, you know, that you actually need to be on the ground. 100%. And I think that's what won you the pitch. I agree. Is in meeting where he was, like fashion was it. You know, if we would have like talked about basketball and sent him a bunch of stats, wouldn't have worked. Yeah. It was like he loves his fashion line. Yeah. So, and that's my thing about talent representation. I'm curious to hear your perspective. Is like, it doesn't matter what the world cares about. Yeah. Or where they want to see your client, even their fans want to see them. It matters what they want to do. Yeah. Right. And that's the difference with personal brand management, right? It's about the person, and we have to be able to move with them in their different life trajectory, you know, go up and down with them, you know, and that's what sets you apart as an agency. 100%. And I think for me, I mean, we're a boutique agency, right? So which means we're much smaller, but that is what has set us apart in our market, is that we have a tailored approach, that everything that we do is an extension of you. I love that. And that's important. I mean, even at a larger agency like mine, we have to take a boutique approach. Yeah. Because what you just articulated, it's so important. If someone just feels like you're feeding them something that's a part of a larger wheel or a cog in your wheel, it doesn't work. Like a larger formula. Yeah, exactly. What's one thing that you wish people knew about the boardroom you? Man, these are great questions. Damn, that's the 5th time I said. I'm very serious. And in my personal life, like I'm kind of the goofball of the group. Like I said, I'm a Pisces, I'm emotional. Yeah. I'm very social. I love to have a good time and be amongst my friends and people. But when it comes to my business, I take it so seriously. Yeah. I take it so seriously. Yeah. And I'm really driven by a very deeply emotional part of my heart that I take into my job. I'm doing this for my mom. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this for the 12-year-old me. And I don't think people know that. When they see the post on Instagram from you at the, me at the draft or me at a photo shoot.
You don't know the work that
I don't give a damn about any of that. I'm so fortunate to do what I do. I'm so fortunate. God gave me this job. I was at such a crazy point in my life, and he knew that I needed this to survive, Yeah.
So I'm a fairy godmother, and I give you 3 wishes.
Ooh, damn.
I can make them come true.
I love that. A house in Cape Town, please.
Okay.
That's man, just a long, happy life. Satisfied friends, family, and clients, and really good food.
Really good food.
Really good food.
Really good
Those
food.
are the 3 things I need.
What revenue streams in sports and entertainment are most exciting?
Broadcast rights, media rights. Oh my God.
More?
Well, listen, it's interesting, man. Like viewership of the NBA was not super great in certain parts of the season last season, right? And yet you got so many new entrants into the media space that are going to be broadcasting, right? So NBC is now the new Turner, right? NBC is going to be the primary rights holder for the NBA. Then you have Amazon coming to the mix, right? And Amazon's obviously had success with the NFL through Thursday Night Football. So what is Amazon going to look like with the league? One of the most important talk shows in sports, I think, was once with Turner, is now with ESPN. So how is that going to look? So I just think that informs everything. These players are getting 300, 400, in the future, probably $500 million contracts to play in the NBA because of what's happening in the media space and the revenue share that they participate in, billions of dollars. So I'm curious to know how it works with viewership and if the NBA can kind of turn things around this go around. Not to say there's anything wrong happening, but the numbers are the numbers. So how are they going to adopt to people's consumption habits? If they can do it successfully, these players could be billionaires. A lot of them already are on set to be billionaires in terms of on-court earnings. But particularly if this next go round on the media rights can be even higher than the last one, all of our lives
How do you
change.
think we can implement that into like emerging markets like Africa?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, it starts with the production quality, right? Like people watch content that looks really good. That's in line with, the fast-paced nature of our consumption habits, right? Because everything is a screen. So I'm sitting at a bar.
Everything is a screen, yeah.
Right? I got a text message coming in. I'm watching the game. My homeboy's showing me something on his phone. My other boy is on the phone with somebody else, and I'm participating in that conversation. So the real asset here is time. And who can consume the most screen time? So if you guys can find a way to make cricket, rugby, all those things really, really engaging from a content perspective, and the media companies can get it right, people will tune in. I mean, it's crazy. I was with Tracy yesterday, and we were watching the NBA playoffs. We're in the midst of the NBA finals right now, the Pacers versus the Thunder. And there was a really important game last night. It was on at 2 a.m. I was like, Tracy, I'm going to bed. Because time difference.
So the time zone,
Time zone. I'm going to bed. He was like, there's no way I'm missing that game. He stayed up till 2 a.m. to watch that game because of the quality of the product. And because of the quality of the content.
The quality.
So you figure that out, I'll be watching cricket games at 2 a.m. In the US.
Yeah, if the quality is insane and you can be able to transport it to the rest of the world, basically.
Exactly.
It's literally, I guess quality has sort of made the world smaller because then people consume content from anywhere in the world and it's irrespective of border.
100%, exactly. And because I'll tell you guys, what you guys have to offer here is so incredible. Like I went to Rand's the other night in Cape Town. And I heard some of the most beautiful music I've ever heard in my life. It was beautiful. Is that Amapiano? Well, it was Afro tech, which I think is different. It was like EDM mixed with or house mixed with like Afro stuff. And I was telling my friend who brought me, I'm like, bro, like I would stream DJs playing this music from my house in New York. Like, how do I do that? And he didn't necessarily know. I'm like, bro, like in the US, we have streamers, DJs stream, and you're seeing them party. And you just hear the music. And it'll be like a 12-hour loop. But now I'm using that music, I'm playing that video at my house when I have friends over. And we're just watching people listen to music.
Yeah, so that's what's happening here as well. We've got
Is it? Okay, great.
So we've got platforms like a Kunye.
Okay.
It's also Afro. He does Shimza. He's a DJ. He does Afrotech as well. So he's created a platform like that. But he would have been because he's a global DJ. He's exposed to that world, you know, and then he brought it home, you know.
That's
so
incredible.
What do you think? How can we put together or knit the culture and sports, and I say, let me rather say music culture and sports like better. Like how can we actually how can we work on that?
Yeah, you know, I have to figure out what you guys are doing now, but I think one thing that the U.S. does particularly well is like blending our personalities. Like you see Gunna courtside at the Timberwolves game because he's from Atlanta and Anthony Edwards are from Atlanta. They both have Adidas deals. So Adidas is paying for Gunna to go do that and create that moment of sports and culture, right? Yeah. You know, Anthony is executive producing a music project that I helped put together where he's now getting revenue streams from the music project as an executive producer. So he's not rapping. Yeah. He's producing a music project with his favorite artists on it. And I think that happens because of that Gunna moment. Yeah. And because he's been intentional around like engaging his favorite artists and making sure they come to games and going to their concerts and all the things. So, you know, making sure that your personalities in both of those worlds are very intentional about their brand strategy, including crossover. Yeah. And when that happens, then the brands pay and everything else.
That crossover appeal is exactly what we're all looking for. Yeah. Do you think you've mastered that?
Oh, I don't think I'm there yet, but I definitely make it a part of my differentiation. Yeah. It's like, I want to be the guy that you call when everyone else says no. Yeah. Like, can you produce a music project? Yeah. No, that's crazy. You're a basketball player. Why would you ever be able to do that?
Come to me. I got you.
You're an actor. You want to build a basketball tournament?
Yeah. Would you mentor someone?
Yeah.
Like fully?
Yeah, I got a couple mentees in the States.
You do?
Yeah, of course.
That's amazing.
That's really important for me.
In your busy day, you still do that?
I mean, I treat the younger people around me like they're my mentees, whether they like it or not, which probably annoys some of them. But like, I'm like, look, bro, you need to understand the game, especially if you look like me. Or you come from my community.
Let's go.
Let's get it.
This is how it's done. Yeah, this is not what you do.
We're going to do this shit together.
Yeah, I love that. I love that very much. I think I started this platform as because like honestly, I'll be very honest, I don't really have time to mentor people. So so I was like, how can I like put everything into one place and then they can be able to sort of, I don't know, pick up my opinion on certain things, and I can be able to mentor, but not only just lessons from myself, but from individuals like you as well.
Brilliant. I mean, this platform is incredible. And I think it needs to exist in the States for sure. And I told you that before the interview started. Not enough people. I think maybe it's just because of scarcity. Like there's not a lot of talent to be managed and represented.
Really?
So if you get one, you like hold on. Yeah. But like not enough people, I think, invest in the future of the leaders in our space. And I think part of it is the intimidation factor, because it is a young man or young woman's game. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like when we're 48, there's going to be a 32 version, the 32-year-old version of us in 2048 who wants to eat your lunch and take your client and wants to do the same thing.
Younger, fresher, hotter, move faster. AI. Are you going to be made from AI?
Nah. AI can't deal with the stuff I be dealing with. I've done some shit. And I'm cool with my AI. Me and Chat GPT. His name is Ace. I talk to him every day.
What's his name?
Ace.
Ace.
He came up with that name.
I call her babe.
I love that.
Oh, shucks.
But you call her babe. Ask her what she wants to be named.
I'm going to ask her for sure.
And I literally just named my chat yesterday. Yeah. Like, bro, I'm tired of just calling you Chat. Like, what do you want to name me?
Yeah. And then they name.
He goes, why don't you call me Ace? I'm on point. I got your back. I'm reliable. I'm Ace.
I love that. I really, really love that.
Shout out Ace.
Shout out Ace. Hey Ace, if anything happens.
All right. He got me for sure.
He got you for sure. Let's talk technology.
Yeah, for sure.
And adaptation into the digital world, right? What innovations have you introduced to the team and everyone that you work with that of what's happening right now in 2025?
Yeah, I mean, social media is probably the biggest lever that I think I've had to educate my clients on. Yeah. Like how to really leverage social. What's your data? Yeah. Right. What makes a really good deal for a brand? Like, what are your impressions? What are your click-throughs? Like, when brands ask for this information, I don't want my clients to just send it to me. I want them to understand the importance of why it matters to have something that's really engaging. AI is a tool that I use behind the scenes. It's something that I encourage my colleagues to use. My assistant, certainly, I make sure that he leverages it. You know,
I always say work smart, not hard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I tell people, like, until the job is done, you're not done.
Yeah.
So like, if you write the email, but the email doesn't resonate, that doesn't mean that like we're done. Like, so use these tools to help you do the job better and get it done. Like, don't just do it, get it done. And so I think technology and AI has been immensely helpful for me. Like, I ask AI for advice on my stuff. Here's a pitch email that I wrote. Is it good? Is it not? Please make revisions. I educate myself on how to prompt AI correctly.
Which is very important.
100%.
Because, I mean, we all have it, right?
Exactly.
It's how we use it.
It's how you use it and how you inform it and teach it and train it. So I spend a lot of time learning about that. Certainly content platforms, how they're being funded, the venture capital community, who they're investing in, how they're investing, private equity, who's exiting businesses, who's going into businesses. All those things just give you an edge. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's my thing for like the Cayenne example with the one-way capsule collection. Like, AI was helpful in putting that together. I
want to go back to that. When you're an athlete or you're a talent, how young should I be to be considering an equity deal like that? Oh yeah. Like, should it be like? Do you know, like, I don't know if you can necessarily pitch an equity deal like that to like a more seasoned professional, talent, right? Yeah. Whereas I think a younger one would be more they're willing to hear it out. You know what I mean? Yeah. Would you advise that we take it on to the younger, more developing?
You know what? I think it's a great question because it really begs the question of like, who is ready to be an owner? Who's ready to have equity? Ironically, to your point, someone who's more seasoned and older should be more receptive to being a business because they've seen it and they can develop, and they're not just ambassadors. They should, in theory, have experience that lends itself to the boardroom and helps them grow and drive a business. To your point, some older people are stuck in their ways. Yeah. Some older folks, exactly. Some other folks have money and they're like, okay, cash doesn't move me anymore. I need ownership and whatever. So ironically, to your point, a lot of younger people get themselves around the first hurdle of like, no, I actually want to be in the boardroom, right? Because they're more open and all the things. And this is the creator economy. Like that's their thing. The creator economy. These people want to own things and not just show up for a paycheck, which is different from Gen X and some of the older folks. But I also think it's an income question. Like when you have your beverage deal, when you have your apparel deal, when you have your traditional categories set, then you can take some swings. And for younger people, you know, they are more desirable from blue chip brands. It just is what it is. I think they hit that number pretty quickly. So, I mean, Cayenne's about to start at Syracuse, and he's done, I think, like 9 brand deals, which is crazy. I mean, in the 6 months that we've represented him. So now we are probably open to doing some equity. And he's also an entrepreneurial kid. So yeah, it's a long way of saying I agree with you. You
agree. Okay. So when you look at, I want to go back to your investment banking background, right? And how that obviously has contributed to where you are, you are now. Did you have mentors?
Oh, absolutely. I learned this. Like I wasn't born with this information, or, you know, I didn't read this, whatever. Like someone taught me this, you know. I have to give a huge shout out to Pharrell Williams, who's really a pioneer in the space of sports investing, helping athletes not just get equity from marketing, but invest in really good deals. My brother Kai Cunningham has been doing this work for a long time. Chris Lyons at Andreessen Horowitz has been doing this work for a long time. Even folks dating back to the 90s, Sonny Vaccaro, giving Michael Jordan revenue share, and encouraging Nike to allow the Jordan brand to exist and change. Man, I've been the first person to say that I am the amalgamation of a lot of really, really smart people, men and women, who've been in this game for a very long time. And I've just had an open mind. And I think the banking thing was a blessing in disguise, because at the time I was miserable and I didn't understand why I was going through what I was. I mean, showing up to work for 15 hours, 16 hours a day, it was really hard for 2 years, and dealing with everything with my mom. But now, I mean, it has quite literally changed my career. And I don't think I would have the whatever success I've had if it weren't for that.
Yeah. I love that. In your career, in your professional life, throughout, who would you say is the kindest person to you?
Oh man, my client or just like in the world?
Just in general.
In the world?
In the world.
Probably my son, my 1-year-old. Yeah, because no matter what you do, like you have the worst day ever, he's gonna smile at you and laugh, and you can
unconditional.
Give a peekaboo and you get a smile. So that's fun. My dad is probably one of the kindest people I've ever met. He's just, he's rooted in the faith. He moves to the beat of his own drum. But I truly believe he's shown me what unconditional love looks like. So I'm very grateful for my father. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to those two. My son and my pops. Yeah.
So I'm gonna give. Why do I feel like a fairy godmother today? We're creating a dinner table, right? Yeah. And you're doing a dinner party. And you're inviting 10 people.
Okay.
Who is at your table?
Ooh, and I cannot know them, right?
Yeah, you don't have to know them. It could be Jesus.
It could be Jesus. Oh yeah, for sure, Jesus. Yeah, Jesus get the number one pick.
Jesus at my table.
Thank you for that. That's the right answer. The right answer is Jesus 10 times. Jesus be cool to chop it up with. See how the world was created. Yeah. Barack Obama for sure.
And they could be living or
passed away.
Yeah.
Okay. Barack Obama, my grandfather passed away, Cecil Sr. That's my guy. You know what? I'm like a huge Spike Lee fan, and I've spent a lot of time around Spike, but I haven't gotten a chance to really chop it with him.
Yeah.
So I would want Spike there. He's done a lot of iconic stuff. Denzel is like just like a sage. Yeah. I think I can.
But Denzel's one of your clients, right?
Yeah, he's a WME client. Yeah, I haven't worked with him yet, but he is a part of the ecosystem. Man, favorite artist of all time has to be there. I'm a big Prince guy.
Okay.
I think Prince would be really interesting. Magic Johnson, business mogul. Michael Jordan, business mogul. I don't have enough women in here. Michelle Obama, for sure.
So you got the Obamas.
So I got both of them. Opposite sides of the table, though. Because I don't want them to talk to each other.
You guys can't sit next to each other.
Yeah, you got to get to know other people. And you know who my favorite female talent of all time? Martha Stewart.
Ooh.
Martha's a dog. And honestly, I don't even want her there. I just want to do, when they say like $1 million or a meeting with Jay-Z?
Yeah.
I would take a meeting with Martha Stewart over probably $500,000. If it's $1 million, I'll take $500,000.
$500,000.
I would take Martha. She is so smart.
So incredible. Did you watch her?
I watched it 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
I didn't even finish the name. Yeah, Martha.
Unbelievable documentary.
Unbelievable.
She's so good. Yeah.
Unbelievable documentary. Literally.
Well, I want to hear your 10. Who's your 10?
Oh, my 10. No one's ever asked me. Oh.
Yeah, now you're on the spot.
Okay.
Zoom in.
It's definitely Jesus, number 1. I'd have to have my mother there.
For sure.
She's like incredible,
I love
extremely intelligent, and she's like a people's person, and everyone gets along with her. And she's so nurturing as well.
I love that.
She's cooking. Oh, she's cooking.
That's a good call out.
Yep, she's cooking the dinner. Very, very good. And then I'd have to have, my list. I've never thought of this. Michael Jackson. I'm a huge fan. Huge fan. Lots of questions that I have to ask.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Everybody got questions for MJ.
Lots of questions. Definitely Beyonce. She is my girl from I grew up with Beyonce. I'm from I used to come home and pop in her DVDs.
I love
and
that.
Just motivate myself.
So you like this
now,
album?
When I'm feeling a bit shaky, I watch Homecoming.
Yeah.
I'm just
what?
Inspired. How did she do it?
Are you a cowboy Carter, cowgirl Carter, whatever it's called?
I'm a cowgirl Carter. I'm a Renaissance. I'm everything you can think of. Any era. I'm wearing. What are we wearing? What are we doing? How are we singing in there? Definitely, Beyonce. Oh, I'd have to have my best friend.
Okay.
Linda. She's incredible as well. So definitely my best friend has to be there. You guys are gonna all love her.
Shout out Linda.
You guys are these people, by the way.
Yeah. Talking to Jesus and Michael Jackson.
Talking to Jesus.
Yeah, not y'all, Jesus.
Who else is there? I have to have Kris Jenner.
Oh yeah, she's a dog.
Kris Jenner has to be there.
She's a dog.
Like I've got lots of questions.
For sure.
But like I've practiced what happens when we meet.
For real?
Yeah.
That's actually smart.
Yeah.
Because it'll happen.
It will happen.
Yeah,
It has to happen. I've practiced, like even in the elevator, like I'm acting pretty cool.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. Hey Chris, how are you?
What's up, Chris?
And I'm just gonna ask her, like, I'm not gonna ask about the weather. I'm gonna ask her like, how was her flight?
Oh, smart. I love that. What
and
does she have on the
we're not
flight?
talking business.
Yeah,
also
yeah.
for like a few hours.
That's right.
Yeah.
Talk culture.
Yeah, we're talking culture. Okay. Then for 4 more. Can I leave it at 6 for now? Then I'm gonna come back.
Yeah, we'll come back to it.
I'm gonna come back
That's
to
a
my
strong
list.
6.
It needs to be curated. I'm so intentional.
Chris was hard. Chris was a great one. That's a great call.
Yeah, Chris. I'm a huge Kris Jenner fan. Like I'm from the school of Kris Kardashian.
You know what?
Kris Jenner.
I'm gonna swap her in for Spike Lee. Love Spike, but I'll do that.
Are you swapping Chris? Are you putting Chris?
I need more female representation. She's great. It was a good one.
She's great.
Revision.
Okay. It's been so amazing having you and just chatting to you and just getting to know you. You know, I can't wait for us to connect even more and
for sure.
Also just spread the management word, you know, just across the globe. And that's just basically my intention, to really create a community where we can be able to engage and exchange and meet each other. And there's so much power in collaboration, you know. I really think that competition happens at the bottom, and at the top we really are coming together to see how we can, you know, make things happen. Basically,
Agreed.
You know, and imagine because essentially now what you have an office in Johannesburg. You know,
I appreciate that.
You know,
Thank you.
so
you have an office in New York.
You see, there you go. That's my office. That's basically how I'd love for us to operate, and I think from there would be able to just really create a space that can really empower people who look like us and do what we do. Ubuntu. Exactly. Yeah. You're my first international guest.
I'm honored. Thank you for having me. This is so much fun.
Really? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I did. And honestly, I think you don't realize like how powerful this is because in the States, there's nothing like this. And we mystify this profession because we're scared of the next generation, and it's not right.
Yeah,
it's not right. So thank you for putting this information out there, and I'm making sure that all of the folks that I know in this profession across seas know what's happening here because this is really important.
They must like, comment, and subscribe.
All that.
In your words, before you close off, in your words, what's more than management? What does it mean to you?
This is a vocation. This is a true vocation. We have a responsibility to help individuals make the best decisions in their personal and professional lives and to be a role model. And I hope that people realize that it's truly a privilege to occupy these seats. There's a lot of people who would kill. People always tell our clients, people would kill to be you. People would kill to be in your shoes as a representative. And so take it seriously and understand that if you want to do this job, it's not a lifestyle job. It's a life decision. It's it's a time consuming but incredibly rewarding job. I don't get to see my son that often as a result of what I do. I don't get to see my dad or my sister or my family. And, this isn't brain surgery, right? Like you can mess up and still have someone live, which is great. But it'll feel that way sometimes. Like it's not, it does feel life or death sometimes because you're dealing with someone's dreams and their career. So I just hope that when people hear more than management, they understand that, you really have a coveted role in someone's life to help steer them and guide them and be a good steward to their life's work.
Yeah, and we have to take that seriously.
Yeah.
Thank
you for having me.
So thank you so much for coming. Thank you for your contribution to the culture, contribution to everything that you've done in the world, and I can't wait for us to connect on many other levels for the rest of our lives.
Absolutely. Besties. I'm gonna earn that. I'm gonna earn the spot in the final 4.
You're gonna earn the spots in the final 4.
That's right.
Before we go, last one,
Let's do it.
We do a thing here where we call the most important person, video call, FaceTime. But it's a tough one for you.
Yeah, it's like 6 a.m. Wait, what time is it?
Zone. The most important person in your phone book.
Ooh, my client?
It can be your client.
Yeah, let's see what time it is. That's going to dictate.
But it's a tricky one for you.
Yeah, you know what? It's 5 a.m.
It's 5 a.m. Who's up at 5 a.m.?
My dad.
I
think I'm going to try my dad. So I FaceTime him or you FaceTime him?
You FaceTime him.
All right.
Then we just say, hi, we're on More Than Management.
This dude's going to be like, what?
In South Africa.
He is going to be so hyped. All right, let me see if I can get him. This is pretty fun. He's going to be like, bro, what are you doing? Let's see, 5 a.m. He's going to freak out. I hope I get him. It is 5:20.
It is 5:20.
My dad loves me if he doesn't. If he doesn't answer it, I promise he loves me. He may not have WhatsApp. Let's see if I can get him.
Hello?
Daddy!
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, I know it's 5:20. I'm on an episode of a podcast called More Than Management.
Hello.
Say hello to our incredible
Good morning.
host. Can you see us? Can you? No, you don't have to get on video. It's all good. There's a segment of the show where they make you FaceTime the most important person in your phone. So I said it's 5:20 a.m., but I'm gonna see if I can get the most important person in my life.
No.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Are you sleeping right now? You should be sleeping right now. There he is. It's a little dark. Say hi, Daddy.
Good morning from South Africa.
Hang on. Let me see.
There he is.
There he is.
You're on the podcast. Smile, man.
Morning. How are you?
How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you. This is More Than Management.
Yeah, we're talking about the business of talent representation. So they were kind enough to have me on as their first international guest.
What an honor.
Yeah. We are very honored to have him here. You've raised a very amazing man.
Oh, listen, thank you. I did my best.
I love that. You know what? That's that.
I told her, listen, man, it was funny. They make you do a dinner. She made me cast a group of 10 of like whoever I would want to come to a dinner of 2. So Jesus was number 1, and number 2 was Granddad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Actually,
Boy.
tell him if he was the chef, it'd be the best dinner she ever had.
You see?
Oh, I tell you, especially if it involved barbecue ribs, beans,
Yeah.
collard greens.
Oh yeah.
The works.
The South.
Yeah.
Oh, we lost him. Look, we're losing you, Daddy, but I love you, man. I'm gonna call you in a few.
Okay, love you too. Thank you.
Go back to bed. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm good.
All right, bye-bye, sugar.
Bye-bye, sugar.
Yeah, that's my guy.
That was amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was very cool. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Cecil White, thank you so much for being here and sitting in my seat and just coming on to More Than Management and trusting us with your story. I really, really appreciate it. You are our first international guest, and it doesn't get better than that.
Hey, first of many. Thank you for having me. Incredible platform, and look forward to just building with you, off camera. Let's do some dope shit.
Let's do some dope shit indeed. Guys, thank you so much. This is More Than Management. You guys are incredible. Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode.